Okay, so today I'm starting something a little bit different on my channel. I'm working on a new project, just sort of like in my spare time, I guess. It's kind of like a save file. I've been seeing a lot of people doing that. Little Simsy just released like her second or third save file. Simlessy is working on a save file. I've definitely seen it before, and I really like the idea of recreating all of the worlds in the game. I mean, I have them all except for Forgotten Hollow. I really like the idea of recreating all the worlds, putting in my own townies, renovating some of the existing lots, adding in my own, and that includes like residential lots, retail lots, restaurants, parks, all of that. I really want to do that, so that's what I'm starting to do. So this build, I'm thinking for the builds that I create myself, I will make my own Sims to go in them with their own kind of personalities. And then when it comes down to the townies, I will just give them a makeover, give their house a makeover, and just kind of create my own save file. Not that I would actually like release a save file. I don't have nearly enough followers for that, but maybe one day if I do have enough followers, I could do that. But for now, I'm just creating my own little world. So the first Sim that I'm doing is Curtis Shepard. He is kind of an archaeology buff, maybe into paleontology. He's kind of inspired by Ross Geller just a little bit. And so for him, I am just giving him a lot of the clothes from the Jungle Adventure pack. And I made him a genius, a bookworm, and an art lover. So he is going to be living in San Myshuno in one of the Culpeper apartments. That's going to be my first build for this new kind of series that I'm doing. Any build that you see me do going forward, or any renovation or anything like that, is going to be towards this kind of save file that I'm doing. So I'm not doing all the apartments first, but I am starting it off with San Myshuno. I'll probably jump around from world to world. I just don't want to stick with all the apartment theme all the way through. So yeah, we're starting with Curtis. He is a single young adult living in San Myshuno. He's got a very cluttered apartment, which we're going to build after we're done creating him. I do think he's actually kind of a cute Sim. I love his nerdy little glasses. Those are so cute. I really like Curtis, and now we are going in to build his apartment. It took me a little while to figure out the floor plan. I did actually cut out quite a bit of it because I was going for a 2-bedroom, and then I decided I would just do a 1-bedroom because he's just a single guy living by himself. And so I don't remember exactly what the address of this, 18 Culpeper House, it's right there in the video. That's the address for this house. So I really wanted to use some stuff from the Jungle Adventure pack, mainly things that I haven't used before, which is, I mean, I've used a lot of the Caribbean style stuff, but I haven't used any of the I don't know, the cluttery archaeology type stuff before. And so that's really what this build is all about. Like I said, his apartment and his personality is definitely inspired by Ross Geller. He obviously doesn't look much like him, but that's kind of the vibe that I was getting. I can also see Curtis spending a lot of his time in Salvadorada, so he just needs a small apartment to come home to. It is really cluttered and full of all of his stuff, the things he's collected over the years, you know, throughout his journeys or whatever. It's definitely really cluttered up. I did use the show hidden objects cheat to get a whole bunch of stuff to clutter the place up a little bit. And yeah, so he's got like a lot of relics and collectibles and just really cool stuff that he has collected. He doesn't really need a big house because he doesn't spend all of his time here. He doesn't have any pets either because like I said, he's not always home, so he doesn't really need a pet. I feel like it's unfair to constantly be leaving your pets when you're traveling all the time, which is what Curtis is all about. I won't actually really be playing with any of these Sims. They're just going to be in these worlds with their own little stories, their own personalities, and jobs and skills and families, and they'll just kind of be around. So once I'm done this entire, I guess it is a save file technically, I'm just not like releasing it or anything because, you know, like I said, I can't possibly justify that. But once I'm done this kind of save file, I probably will play in it going forward with probably all of my games, I think, because, well, why wouldn't you? It's full of I I don't know, a lot more backstory, I guess, than what we normally get. So I think going forward, every time I start a new save file, I'll probably use this world just so that I can play in it. And there's also going to be a lot more single sims available. I find that there's not that many, or at least not like dateable single sims. So in this one, there will be a lot more available, I think. And it'll just kind of be interesting to interact with them, I think. So I spent way too long looking for a kitchen table. I don't even know what to say. I liked the idea of the round table, but once I put all the chairs around it, I realized that it was just not looking good in that space. It wasn't nearly enough room, so I had to change it. I don't remember what I ended up picking. I think I just picked one from the base game. Yeah, I think I just went with that one, which is totally fine. I really like the idea of cluttering this place up as much as possible. Like I said, he's collected a lot of stuff over the years, so I used as many items as I could. I don't think I left out any item from the Jungle Adventure Pack, honestly, except for things that are too big for the apartment. But I did try to use as many things as I could. I like the idea of him having like that brick wall in his kitchen. I do imagine the Culpeper apartments to be quite a bit older, so some of them might have that like feature brick wall still in there. This house has some of those lot traits that you can't really even get rid of. I don't remember what this one is. I think it's historic. That's why that plaque is on the wall. And I couldn't really do much about that. That had to stay there. So I just left it there. Historic is fine. That totally suits Curtis's character anyway. Love that new coffee table that came with the Caribbean patch. I am like obsessed with it. I am using it in all my builds lately. It's really nice and it fits well into the room, and you can downsize it if it's too big. I did like the idea of having some curtains in there, but I don't remember if I actually found any that worked for this room. I tried them all. It was exhausting. I think I just left them, honestly. I can't quite remember. Oh no, I went with the blinds. Okay, the old dusty blinds. That's what I went with. I love that, like, that trunk with the stacked books on top. More books everywhere because he is a bookworm. And then I actually went through and picked out a whole bunch of feathers. I imagine that he likes to complete, or he's working towards completing the feather collection. So I pulled out a whole bunch of those and put them on the wall. There's like a little frog there, a whole bunch of fossils that he probably found. I can picture him being really fascinated by frog species, so he's got the frog on the little table there. I even got like a fish on the wall. Just a whole bunch of random stuff. Everything in his apartment is like a conversation piece. He's got a lot to talk about. And then yeah, more fossils, as many as I could, without, I mean, I couldn't use them all, but I did use quite a few. I like those little baskets too. I use those, I've been using those in a lot of my builds lately because they're really cute. And I think a couple things I do replace. I thought maybe those could be like his, his PhD and his like diploma and just all of his accomplishments proudly displayed there. I wanted to use the chalkboard, but I couldn't find a great place for it, so I just kind of left that out and put in that like brown rug. I really like this room. I think it came together pretty nicely. It's very similar to the room for Arlo in my aspiration challenge. His living room looks just like this, actually. It's kind of a copy of that, but I still think it works really well for this build. And then in this corner, I decided I couldn't really figure out what to do with this corner, so I actually decided to put in like a little office space. So I put that cluttered desk there with some books and a chair, and I could just picture him sitting there to kind of do his research or to read or, whatever it is that our little nerd Curtis likes to do. So I just filled that up, put some plants in. I just wanted to make sure that no corner was left blank. I wanted this apartment to be quite filled up because I could picture Curtis having a lot of stuff in this tiny little apartment. Really, he should probably be living in a house, but for the amount of stuff he has, but it just doesn't really suit his lifestyle. So yeah, I just put a whole bunch of stuff around the walls. I think I do come back out there and do a little bit more work on the living room. I can't quite remember. I think I found some other objects that I wanted to use in the build. So I do end up going back, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember if that's on camera or not. The bathroom was a lot of work. I couldn't really figure out what to do. Lately I've been trying too hard when it comes to bathrooms. I need to learn to just put in the basics and be done with it. So I can honestly say that the bathroom is not my favorite room in the house. It's a very large bathroom, and so I always think like I need to fill this space up, and I really struggle with bathrooms that are too big because it's very unrealistic. I've never seen a bathroom that big before, and especially for like a small apartment. I probably should have made the bathroom a little bit smaller actually, but that's just how, I mean, that's big enough to be a small bedroom, but this is what we went with anyway. So I used some of those tiles from Jungle Adventure. I figured he would probably really be a fan of those, and he brought the tiles back with him from Salvadorana. Yeah, I was trying to think like I need to put something in the middle of that bathroom. I don't think I ended up doing that though. There's a wall next to the shower that's not painted to match the rest of the bathroom, so I do end up changing that if you noticed that it was not fixed. I do fix it before I take the screenshots. And then in the bedroom I used, again, a bunch of the stuff from the Jungle Adventures pack, and I think I ended up using a couple of the lamps as well. I can't quite remember. At this point I'm probably switching YouTube videos. That's what I do when I build. I listen to videos, mostly Bob Ross. And then I think I used, yeah, more of the same blinds. They're not trendy at all. They're not nice, and I know that, but I think that that's what Curtis would choose for his house. He probably wouldn't really care. He doesn't care what's trendy. He doesn't care much about interior decorating. He just likes his own style, I think. And I put in that bookshelf there and a whole bunch of random clutter on the shelves of it. I really like that we can put stuff on those shelves. I think that's pretty cool. And I can't remember what I did along the wall there. Another frog, of course, more fossils, just as much nerdy stuff as I could pack into this apartment. I think I like the idea of doing this all in a very small apartment because I like the idea of it being very cluttered. If this was the same theme was to be in a bigger house, I think I would have struggled with it, but to squeeze it all into one apartment was pretty fun. And then I did put that chalkboard up there. And I think that is pretty much it for the build, and we're going to be heading into the screenshots now. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.